Why Women Have Sex by Dr. David and Cindy Meston. Welcome to my channel. My name is Samuel and I want to make self-growth normal. If you want to make self-growth normal, because I don't want to do it alone, and who doesn't want to make self-growth normal, then make sure to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It helps with ranking and SEO and all this other stuff, and I really appreciate it because so much work goes into making these videos. So in case you don't know, I'm just gonna say it. The notion that women have sex to experience pleasure or have fun or reproduce, it's not a misconception, but it's only the surface level, apparently, of why women have sex. It's only what a lot of us think. But of course, like so many other books I review on this channel, it's so much deeper than that. And if you're looking at psychologists like Drs. David M. and Cindy Meston, you can't expect simply a couple reasons why women have sex. You know how many you can expect, however? Not 3, not 5, not 18, but 237 reasons. And honestly, since the writing of this book, they may have found more. They used this ginormous study involving a lot of things, basically. They said it was like really diverse, like racially, religiously, and it was done online over a span of 3 years, asking for stories, you know, each woman explaining why they did or did not have sex. For each reason. And by each reason, I mean all 237 reasons. If you're doing books if you're writing a book like this, you are on a mission, okay? These people are from the University of Texas at Austin. They work next to each other for a really long time, and they explain why. They think, by the way, that these things are important from like an evolutionary psychology type of perspective. Like, who knew that women find scent? Of all things, the most important sense, at least when it comes to sexual attraction. It wasn't surprising to me that muscularity and height are attractive because, you know, it makes women feel safer. And a lot of other things. But here, this part stood out about orgasms. If you are in a heterosexual relationship particularly, you might want to pay attention to this. Once a man becomes highly sexually aroused, he reaches a point of no return and the orgasm becomes automatic even if stimulation is stopped. In women, however, if stimulation is stopped, the vaginal or clitoral orgasm is abruptly halted. Some of this stuff was surprising. Some of it I was like, well, that makes sense. It also turns out, and a lot of this is like general, but it's based on like the inside margins of the studies. So we're looking at like the biggest slice of the pie. Whatever that is, it's probably in the book. I don't remember every single thing I heard. I listen to 4 or 5 audiobooks a week, but I try to pay attention to the most important things, to me at least, and that I think a lot of my viewers would see as important. But anyway, it turns out that most men will see sex as a prerequisite to love, and women will see love as a prerequisite for sex. And I feel like this is a reason for so many problems between the two of us sexes. It also talks about body movement and voice, and of course social status, and like how money and fame and power and stuff like that kind of tie into the mix. There's a whole chapter about the relationship between love and sex, and there's also something about beauty products, of course. I learned from that chapter that we Americans spend more on beauty products every year than we do on education. It's kind of scary. But something I really loved about the book was that they actually told, like, briefly, like the word-by-word stories that the women answered the questions from the survey or whatever, the tests or fucking the study or whatever. But it was word to word, with of course the exception of actual names mentioned or anything like that to keep it anonymous. But I found this particularly a very unique touch. I think it helped keep my attention, and I think it brought a slew of perspectives, which helped to illuminate somehow the imperfect human tendencies of the reasons that they talked about in the book. And that made it a lot more authentic. It just made a lot of it easier to understand. Because it's a story. It's the only thing that separates a person from the truth. But by the way, this is all women we're talking about who answered these questions. There are plenty of women whose stories were told that were not heterosexual. There were bisexual, homosexual, and asexual ones as well. Oh, and also pansexual, and also polyamorous. And there were plus, like straight plus women. I don't know what plus even means. But the second most valued trait among women for a long-term mate is loyalty. Go ahead and let me know, pause the video and let me know in the comments below if you want what you think the first one is. As it turns out, the number one reason for physical abuse is sexual infidelity. And that surprised me. I thought it was mental illness. Another reason women have sex is simply to keep their mate. Sometimes literally having sex will just save a relationship. Especially after the woman has a baby. If you watch my review of The Female Brain by Dr. Luann Brzezendine, who, by the way, I really want to thank for responding to me on Twitter. I really appreciate when authors respond to me on Twitter. It means so much to me. There's a whole chapter on mate poaching. I think that's the technical term for it. But it's just weird. This book makes you feel like we can be as politically correct or independent about this stuff as we want regarding our sexualities, but it really makes you feel like humans have not changed all that much throughout the millennia. And it makes me wonder from time to time why women don't have sex. Oh, and by the way, they also talk about penis size, gentlemen. Not just length, but also width, and which is more important and why. There's a part about doing it for money, and there was something crazy I heard in there about how women's exploitation of like sexual freedom as time passes shows how far women have yet to go, as opposed to how far they've come. And I was like, whoa. They talk about sexual offense or assault. I don't want to say that word. I know someone who takes that like language and terminology very seriously regarding such topics, and I just imagine her watching this video and just being like just exploding all over the computer screen. And let's be real, no one wants that. They talk about prostitution and sugar babies and daddies, and how sex in some cultures and situations of others can be regarded as a favor and friends with benefits. And I really just kind of learned that there are a lot of reasons why women have sex, and it's so much deeper than what we think. Like, it's so deep that there are reasons for the reasons, and there are reasons for those reasons that don't just involve evolutionary psychology, but also like physiology and environment and all sorts of stuff. Everything surrounding it. Like, if this book were a penis and its subject were a vagina, the vagina would be bruised on the inside because they really do penetrate it. By the way, if you are a guy, you can definitely learn at least a thing or two about what women want in this that they don't even know about. Or if you're a girl, I can guarantee you will learn something like about your body or your brain or your mind or anything like that. Again, like, this book is written by people with decades and decades of research literally under their belt. I guess. Quotes. Sexual attraction is an elixir of life. The average man feels like Clark Kent but longs to feel like Superman. Power is an aphrodisiac. Women are often told from a young age, "Don't touch down there," as if their genitals were a biohazard zone. It's more about getting what you want than getting what you need. Unless everybody needs a $200 Louis Vuitton bag. Direction 1. I recommend this guy for pretty much any guy or girl. And no, your sexuality does not matter, like I said earlier. Like, it's simple. If you're a guy, you will learn about girls. If you are a girl, you will learn about girls. Call me biased because I'm a guy, but I just don't see a point in not learning about girls. I mean, we're talking about half the world population here. And I don't know about you, but one of my goals is to amass a social media following of over 1 billion people. So probably half of that's going to be girls. Something like that. Just a slightly higher percentage is going to be girls than otherwise if I didn't listen to books like this. Direction 2. If you like this book, you will love The Evolution of Desire by Dr. David Buss. I think Ty Lopez, say what you want about Ty, he is still a man who has read over 5,000 books. I've only listened to like 200. I think Ty called David Buss the greatest psychologist in the world. Buss just knows a lot about like human mating strategies, and in case you didn't pick it up, he's a co-author of the book that I'm reviewing in this video. So definitely check out The Evolution of Desire if you like this book. Why Women Have Sex by Drs. David M. Buss and Cindy M. Meston. There's a link in the description if you guys want to check it out and read the reviews. That and all the other books that I mentioned in this video as well if you want to check those out too. If there are any other books that you guys want me to check out and review, please let me know in the comments below. Also let me know if you checked out this book and you liked it. But hey, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, because I don't know why people watch this far into my videos and they don't subscribe, But if you have subscribed and you want to turn up just a notch and turn on that little notification bell to receive a notification every time I drop a new video, that would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can find me everywhere, and I will see you then.